Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ash of God's Redemption. I don't remember what we were doing. Alright, whose story are we telling? This game. Let's go. When you camp for the night, your companions gather around the campfire and entertain each other with stories and fairy tales. You have two options: tell everyone except the Night Watch to go to sleep, or join their childish story circle. Though fairy tales aren't your forte, you have plenty of tales from your soldiering days. Let's ask Gremlin to tell a fairy tale. Gremlin turns out to be a splendid storyteller. He spins a yarn about some vandal rascal so well, with a straight face, all the while that the audience can't stop laughing. When his story comes to an end, your companion's faces are glowing with pure joy. Whatever sorcery the former Albius soldier once dabbled in, it's a real pleasure to listen to him now. Even better is that the good cheer carries well into the next day. Now to the Shepherd's Path to Ursus. Gate. Yes, you are, Millie. You are appearing. Finally, the northern Duranian fortress comes into view from behind the trees. Ursus used to be a small settlement above the salt mines, but has grown because of the men here. The palace, walls and towers cover the entire hill. Is the cure to the wretched plague within. Your daughter distracts you from your thoughts. Dad, why do you look at the city as if it's new to you? You look to the city as you enter. I'm trying to read the flags on the steeples. They tell you which rules are in effect, and what's going on in the kingdom. A Burkinian flag, for example, would be sign of a large-scale war. Herd butts in. The flags were the first thing I saw. From what I can tell, I'd do well to remain herd for now. My grandfather's in town, and we've had a disagreement, to put it mildly. Glitter rolls her eyes. So what? It's not bad to be herd, especially if you survive all this. On the other hand, Prince Ho would never have faced such perils. You turn to Hode. Adventure and peril are tempting until you face them in real life. It's one thing to listen to the stories in a tavern, but living through a tale of wounds and blood is entirely different. The smart thing to do would be to find a safe hideout and lie low. How are we doing, Millie? Herd chuckles. And this coming from a man who has more scars on his body than I've had drunken revels. You interrupt the soldier. Enough talk. Hold your tongues while we're at the gate. I will speak with the guards. And Herd, try to be as unassuming as possible. The commander of the guard approaches you and requests to see your papers. He leafs through them, eyeing your party suspiciously. Herd especially. Just showered. Fun. Traveling from Albius, I see. Well, your papers are in order. Please see me one by one. By Duranian law, your swords must receive a seal at the gate. You may remove this seal only upon leaving the city. Turning to Herd. And you, boy. You'd make a fair bit of coin at the court of the Duranian king. You're the spitting image of his grandson. I hear it quite often, but I'm afraid I must decline. It would be unwise of me to rely solely on Monarch's grace. What if I happen to fall out of favor? I'd rather avoid the courts and throne rooms as much as possible. You shouldn't show your faces in the palace if you don't expect to find yourselves in the king's good graces. I know all of your names, travelers, so it's time I introduce myself. Shek, commander of the guard at your service. You see your services beyond the walls of Ursus? Sewer walls can hardly stop the plague, whether it's a village or a couple itself. A great disaster cares not. Peasant, poor peasant, or wealthy noble, it matters not. Or a commander. You'd rather depend on your own metal if things go awry, or am I wrong? Well, your papers seem to be in order. You even have a mark from the stockade by the arch. How's my old pal Vegan holding up? He's having a rough time. Musk warriors are launching attacks on the stockade. Happened twice while we were there. We helped Vegan to push them back, but he won't hold out much longer if help isn't sent. So that's how it is. We hadn't even a second to spare for him. Damn it, we need to send in reinforcements. Welcome to Ursus, gentlemen. I'll not detain you a moment longer. Let's talk to Hode.
Hey.
You've been a bundle of nerves since we arrived in Ursus. Are you afraid they'll notice you? Cover your face with a rag or something. No one will bother looking at you.
Huh?
Shucks already noticed me. What could bring the commander of the guard down to the gate, I wonder? I didn't even understand what you were talking about. I think Shek offered to lend us a hand, and Herd, the proud boy, turned him down. Not the brightest idea, if you ask me. At least Shek didn't give us away. Don't you understand we're at his mercy? Maybe he's trying to profit by selling me out to my grandfather. What's done is done. We just need to be more careful next time. How did you manage to get into a fight with your grandfather? Same as all his other grandkids. Stepping out of line gets you more than you bargained for. Even my dad tries to stay out of Grandpa's sight. That's why he hid me away and is lying low himself. The royal families not teach children to respect their elders. It's not just your well-being that should be on your mind, but that of the whole kingdom. I kept to myself until I was 17. Then they got the idea to marry me off to a Gamorrean princess. She was 15 years older and ugly as a reaper. I don't want to spoil the Durranian bloodline with generations of hideous heirs. Well then, I've no more questions. I've seen that princess of yours. I'm still having nightmares. Your father ought to give us a handsome reward. I mean, by protecting. We're protecting the whole of Jirana. The reaping is upon us. Shouldn't you get back to the palace? If my father were here, maybe I would have risked it. I won't be going in front of my grandfather alone. I've been sent to join the Albius company to sort myself out and learn to respect my elders. Can't exactly get up and leave, can I? Old Codger's not cruel enough to execute his own grandchild now, is he? If we don't part ways now, you're likely to take a stray arrow to the head, and that'd be the end for me. Oh, I'll be off the hook. But if my grandfather realizes it was you who got us out of Albius, and then dragged us from one end of the kingdom to the other, your life's on the line. My pleas to the king will fall on deaf ears. We need to get through to my father if we want to sort this out. Alright, I get it. I've heard enough about how much the king of Jirana values the lives of others. I won't be risking my neck. Won't you get us into trouble? Why would I? I don't want any trouble, and I'm good at following orders and keeping my nose clean. I'm concerned your father might send a search party or two. Since you're not home yet, you might think that I'm holding you hostage. And that is exactly why sending me away isn't the brightest idea. If I remain by your side, I can put in a good word for you during the inquiry. Makes sense. You should stick with us, I suppose. Just don't get yourself killed. Still got some unfinished business. A burnt down house draws your attention. You inspect it and the other houses nearby. What kind of battle took place here? Glader also looks around. Why do you think there was a battle? Broken door and some shattered windows? Seems pretty normal during a fire. You chuckle. And why would the firefighters besiege the house? See the arrows stuck in the walls by the windows? And all this blood on the pavement? They didn't even try to wash it off. Ursus may be less safe than I thought. Glader looks around. And here I was wondering why the streets are so empty. Almost no travelers at the gate too. But the town's swarming with guardsmen. What's going on here? It's already over, you correct her. Otherwise they'd not have let us into the city or ordered to seal our weapons. We need to ask the locals what happened. Let's have a look at the shop. Buy that. Purchase this too. Takes in. Well met, Teak. Haven't seen you in ages. Why is this place so empty? Used to be packed.
Huh?
Thorn Brennan. Good health to you and a hearty appetite. I never dreamed I'd see you. Oh, and you have company. In truth, I haven't had many clients lately. Such are the times. Well, you can play host now. You're still a good cook, I hope. Arrange to have the table set. Come with me. We need to speak in private. Tell me, what's new in Ursus? What is it? An enchanted bell, an unknown plague, and some evil spirits with white masks. Tell me about this charmed bell. The big bell, the one at the city hall, began ringing all by itself as the commotion happened. It went on and on. Anyone sent there was cooked alive. A display of sorcery if I ever saw one. It's been ringing in Albius unendingly too. Wait, it's not ringing now, is it?
Huh?
Aye, the bell just started ringing all by itself. Then it stopped just as suddenly. If anyone knew why, they sure kept quiet about it. Not like your story about Albius is that special either. A merchant from Hyborg stopped by yesterday. Said the same thing happened there.
Hey.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same all over Terminum. Only one can guess it. One can only guess it, what happened and why. Has the plague reached Ursus? Townsfolk say the contagion is spread everywhere. At least the temple servants have ointment for that. They won't give you a supply of it, but they'll put some on your neck. They've got loads of the stuff. Seems like they were prepared for all this. Did a demon appear here? Has anyone gone mad? Gods forbid. What are you saying, telling such horrific tales? Although there were murmurs that a reaping was coming. You know that old legend? Those who spoke of it were brought to heel by the king right away. No good comes from spreading panic among the common folk. So, the king says there's no reaping. None at all. Not in Ursus nor anywhere else. Perhaps it's for the best. The masked killers. Are they Inces? Inces, schmences, I've no idea. All I know is that a couple of days ago, some really evil spirits slunk into town. Killed an awful lot of good folk before the guards took them down. They're still hunting the rest of them in the forest around the city. What evil spirits are you talking about? Perhaps it's just Frisian spies. Do I look like a fool to you? Frisians are still people, even if they've been touched by the gods one too many times. Those corpses, on the other hand, are absolute vermin. Who knows how many still lurk in the city? The king's not tightened security on a whim. Then why are you keeping your inn open? What if they attack again?
Huh?
Bite your tongue. I'm keeping my place open by order of His Majesty. Let's see. How did they put it? To prevent the daily lives of the common folk from being disturbed and stem the spread of unwanted rumors. They were smoking the incense out of houses?
Huh?
You talking about the broken houses? That's where the abominations tried to hide from the king's troops. They've been ransacked and set ablaze. Why is no one seeing to the repairs? The blood hasn't even been washed from the pavement yet. You see, these places are cursed now. The vermin's blood has been spilled, corrupting everything. Nobody will even approach without temple servants in tow. No thieves sticking their necks out for this one. The temple servants already have their hands full. You are a superstitious lot. Well, have it your way. Your beliefs are none of my concern. Damn these troubles. Let's talk about something else.
Huh?
Whatever you say, friend. What would you like? Why do you have Burkanan flags here in Ursus?
Huh?
These cauldron heads are talking of war. Something about the Northerners testing the strength of our borders. As soon as Prince Trig returns, he'll lead the allied Burkanan army. Our king, gods protect him, is a bit too old for the thick of battle. Where could the prince be on the eve of war? Why isn't he leading troops in the capital?
Huh?
The prince hasn't been on speaking terms with his father for a couple of years. Some kind of argument, apparently. They'll have to reconcile now that war is looming. The army will gather here instead of at the capital, since we're closer to the border and all. Prince Trig will return. He has no choice. We should have a bite to eat. Then get to work.
Huh?
Consider it done. And then you'll tell me the news. Where you've been, what you've seen. Wait, what's that noise outside? Expecting some company? Dad, there's a squad of guardsmen dismounted. Someone's with them. Uncle, Bran Victi. Damn it. If he's got guards, we'd rather avoid confrontation altogether. Teak, is there some kind of back entrance? Bran and I can't stand each other. I'd rather it not come to blows.
Ah!
Those are no guards, Thorn. More like your brother-in-law's hired goons. They pretend to guard the city, but they're just a bunch of cutthroats. Shek would only lend guards to Bran over his dead body. You decide what to do. Do you cautiously keep your distance, or do you look your sworn enemy in the eye? Teak, we're moving out. We still need to visit Unda. What about the horses? We've left our stuff there.
Huh?
Yes, I'll look after your horses. They'll be at the stables near the gate. You can come get them anytime. Get going already. Guards stop you by the men here. No trespassing. Sorry, but those are the temple's orders. Fret not. It's far from the first time we've closed it off. Just let it regain its power and it'll start healing people again. For now, it's off limits. Vi pulls you aside. Perhaps we should ask the local monks about this. Who knows? They may grant us passage in return for a favor. Though they might request that I remain at the temple. You ponder whether getting to the men here is worth the risk of sending Vi away. The local abbot will, of course, try to retain the wandering monk, but it might be unwise to let such an opportunity pass you by. Keep Vi with us. You pat Vi on the shoulder. Let's not bother the temple servants, what do you say? Besides, I require your assistance. We should leave and try to find some other way to save ourselves from this reaping. We might still be able to find an active men here. Find Unda's house and knock on the door. There's no answer, but the door slowly swings open. You enter. The house seems empty, but the door to the courtyard is open. You feel like you should be on your guard. Heard? Watch the entrance. No telling who else might want to pay us a visit. I don't like it here. What's this smell? Potions? Alright, let's check the courtyard. If Unda isn't here, it means we've missed her again. You see a woman by the stone table in the courtyard. She notices you and flinches. If you were looking for Unda, she is not here anymore. I am her daughter, Philia, but I don't deal in healing or fortune-telling. Please leave. Glitter steps forward. Chila sent us. She told us Unda could offer help. She also asked us to tell you that, the source should be preserved.
Mm-hmm.
Philia closes her eyes for a moment, then looks up to the table. You draw closer and notice a message chalked into the stone. Behind you. You hear a scream coming from inside and turn sharply. Ences swarm from the house in droves. You ready your weapons and notice that Philia's gone. Perhaps it's for the best. She'd just get in your way. Okay, let's swap. Swap for Krieger. Battle. Sorcerer, Thrower, Swordsmiths. Yeah, there. And then we wait.
Ederpan duel.
Take what you're that. There's another enemy. Back there.
Ederpan duel.
Yeah, heals again. Okay, well. there. He's dead. Take energy away. And shoot. Another one for me. And 3 more levels. You rush into the house after the battle and find Hode leaning against the wall. He sits in a pool of blood, a blade shard stuck in his chest. An ant with a knife protruding from its eye lies nearby. Hode smiles. Managed to get him, he whispers. Bastard didn't know who he was dealing with. Ophelia pushes you away. She's holding some kind of flask. Let me through. The wound's severe. Don't get in my way. Get out of here. You leave Hode in the care of Ophelia, a healer as luck would have it, and return to the backyard. You look over the ants' corpses and wonder what you should leave right now. Will the gods show the prince mercy? The healer interrupts your thoughts. Ophelia looks exhausted but fulfilled. He'll live. It may take a week to sleep it off, but he'll be okay. You need to find him a good healer though. Fixing him up was tough. Definitely not a job for amateurs. Many thanks for saving me are in order. And we should thank you. If we're done with the pleasantries, I've got a couple of questions for you. What were those Ents doing here? Hiding. They were here for several days. They weren't going to kill me, but they wouldn't let me go either. I cooked for them, dressed their wounds, and diverted those who came sneaking about. If I hadn't made myself useful, they'd have killed me right away. Probably still would have eventually. They were lucky. Unda's house would be the last one guards would check. From what I've heard, many find your mother intimidating. Some even say she's a witch. Why'd your guests leave the door unlocked? You'd have to bring them back to life to get an answer. Perhaps they wanted to practice and bit off more than they could chew. In any case, they're gone. Such fear they caused me. Let me catch my breath. Did Unda teach you healing? If you'll keep quiet, I'll tell you this. There is no Unda. Never has there been one. I did all the healing. Unda was kind of a scarecrow. I fed the citizens rumors of the witch, so most people avoided my house. That's all I really wanted. Amazing. So it was you who started the rumors, and pretended to be her daughter. Very clever, I grant you that. The only other option is to become a court physician. The king collects everything of quality. There are more temple servants in the palace than fleas in a stray dog. Do you know how they treat healers like me? We don't have the Inquisition like here in the north, but they'd surely make life miserable for me.
Hey.
What source was Chila referring to? There is no simple explanation. It's all foreign. The Reapings, the Reapers. This land used to have a power all its own, but it's dormant now. Very few still possess it, but it lives in your daughter. Chila does not make mistakes. Are you saying my daughter is special in some way and requires protection? From whom? Or what? From those who seek her power, or wish to destroy it, or use it for their own ends. Do not ask me. Just protect your daughter. Who is Chila? I cannot expose her secrets, but I will tell you this. She is my mentor, my guardian, and more. If she says something, you'd better listen. She didn't say much. If you're her student, have you any counsel to offer? What should I do? How can we cure the plague? Is it even possible? Can we hope for divine assistance? Do not ask for divine intervention, for the gods give naught. The men here offer no cure when reap time is upon us, as they absorb the poison from the air. There are other stones, hidden but protected. They offer salvation. You must go to Opaku as soon as possible. Thank you. I've learned a lot. What are you going to do now? I don't know yet. I need to wrap my head around it. Will you let us stay and rest? Wait, what's that noise out there? As you enter the house, you hear a muffled voice. Thorn Brennan, by order of the king, you are under arrest. Open the door or we'll knock it down. Don't even think of fleeing. We have guards outside and at the neighboring houses. You turn to Philia. Can you lead us out of here, or at least save my daughter? Do you remember Chila's advice? Philia bites her lip and thinks for a moment. No, I can't lead everyone out, only Gleda. Give me your hand, girl. Time is of the essence. Gleda hesitates for a moment and then meets your solemn gaze. She nods and follows Philia into the courtyard. You watch your daughter walk away, and then take Hode into your arms and go out into the street. A whole crowd of guards, mercenaries, and other soldiers waits for you. Beside their commander stands Bran Victor. He grins with malice when he sees you. Prince Hode. Perished? No, he's only wounded. Guards, lift him up carefully and take him to the palace. Oh, Thorn, pray that he lives. We have no proof of the other offenses just yet, but if the prince dies, there's no denying your role in that. In that case, we should say our goodbyes, Shek. Whatever happens to the prince now, there's no hope of a fair trial for my other offenses if Bran has a hand in this. You listen to him, Shek. You call yourself a commander. Search the house. He had his daughter with him. She's hiding somewhere. Find her. Teach your wife to make soup, though I doubt any woman would have you. Boys, lead the prisoner to jail, and shoo away the onlookers. The guards separate you from your companions and lead you away. You hear Bran swear in frustration. With a heavy heart, you follow the guards into a gloomy building. The gates squeak open and you soon find yourself behind bars. The other cells are empty. You decide to rest, but in a couple of hours, Shek and Bran return to pay you a visit. That's the thing, Thorn. Rules dictate that I allow your relatives to visit you. Bran Victor is technically your brother-in-law, and he insisted that a meeting be arranged. Just indulge him, alright?
Hey.
At times, even family ought to be avoided. This is one of those times. Bran, come to mock me? Aren't you afraid, Bran? After all, I'm neither shackled nor beaten half to death. Find it funny, do you? Well, I've got some news that'll turn that smile upside down. Some of it directly concerns your fate, and the rest is about your son, your daughter, and your father-in-law. Where should I start? Tell me about Macht. Macht has been hanging around the Adalan King's court, hasn't he? Don't you know that he took a small detachment to Frigga to assist the Crown Prince of Isana? Despite a shining display of courage, he was finally captured. By cannibals, my dear Thorn. Man-eaters. You lie. Oh, why would I ever do such a thing? It's hardly a secret and easily proven. Word from Frigga spreads fast. Oh wait, you're in prison. Not sure how I could have forgotten that. Well, I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. Well, whatever. What do you want to hear next? Tell me about Starket Victi. My papa and I were saddened to learn that my dear sister has, how should I put it, passed on. That's probably old news to you. Were she still with us, you wouldn't have fled Albius without her. Nevertheless, Count Starket Victi grieves deeply over the loss of his daughter. Father will probably also ask Tenno when he arrives in Opako. Who knows, maybe we'll learn something new. Don't worry, I'll tell you all about it. If I make it back before your execution, that is. Licky's death is no fault of mine. Don't hold out hope of the news being a death blow to your father. He might be old, but he's a tough nut to crack. You're just out to make me the villain, aren't you? At least I haven't killed any of my kin, unlike someone I know. Well, whatever. What do you want to hear next? Tell me about Gleda. The actual news is that I'll find her very soon. No need to thank me. Family has to look after each other after all. Thinking about this poor child's tribulations, I can't help but weep. All alone in the world, no place to call home. Or maybe you don't give two pins about your own daughter. Well, that's good news, actually. You don't know where Gleda is, which means I have no cause for concern. You don't really think I'm going to reveal the whereabouts of the woman who, along with my son, deprived you of inheritance, do you? They're such detestable insinuations. Your words wound me. I am simply concerned with the well-being of my niece. Need I remind you that I am a representative of the Kingdom of Odala and advisor to the King of Jarana? Perhaps I should ask the executioner to take his time with your head. 3 chops instead of 1? Or 5? Our executioner has mastered his graft. It only takes 1 clean cut. He knows full well that I'll send him packing if he doesn't do his job properly. After all, I am commander of the guard here. Never thought I'd be glad to hear those words, but thanks, Shek. Well, whatever. What do you want to hear next? Tell me about my fate. Your fate is no surprise. Prince Trig sent a carrier pigeon requesting you be detained. And so you have been. Why in the world did you take his son with you? Now the king wants your head, obviously. It's not like he has an endless supply of grandchildren. Bran's right on this one, Thorn. Pray to the gods that Prince Ho awakens before you're executed. Maybe it'll soften the king's heart and he'll commute your sentence to lifelong imprisonment. I hope the gods show mercy, and that Prince Ho, gets well soon. Just make sure to find a good healer, someone capable. It seems the axe is already being sharpened for me. No more news for today, Thorn Brennan. Or for the rest of your life. See you at the scaffold. Wouldn't miss it for the world. You've really gotten yourself in a bind, Thorn. They need 2 executions just to get even. Trig's letter also said that you killed some local guardsmen and townsfolk when you fled Albius. Guess it's a good thing you can't die twice. Pity about your companions on the floor below. Though their fate's not sealed yet. They could join the penal company and scrub their records clean with blood. They've been under your command, haven't they? Thanks for the tip, Shek. I'll relay the message during the execution. Now please, leave me to my thoughts. I have a lot on my mind. Sorry, can't do it. The law states that you're required to bathe. You need to be clean for the execution. Physically, at least. Now, the moment I step out to wash, they give me a cellmate. A girl, no less. Hey, who are you? What are you in for? It's no concern of yours, old fart. May the demons take you away. How foolish of me to hope for solitude in a prison. It's rife with morons. Or are you just too shy to take a leak? Go for it. I'm not looking. I've seen enough already. What's that crest on your sleeve? That's the Victi coat of arms. Don't tell me you're Bran's bodyguard. Oh, you weren't just ogling, but actually looking. You know your heraldry. Wait a moment. Are you Thorn Brennan? That maggot Bran's brother-in-law and arch-enemy? I must be his enemy. He considers me such. Rivalry, just as affection is strongest within a family. Till death do us part. You seem to be the loser of this rivalry. You're in prison and Bran is not. All you can do now is keep calm and think happy thoughts. Can't think of anything happy right now. My wife is dead, my daughter's gone, my son is missing. I think he's in trouble. My country is plagued by the reaping, and I'm awaiting execution. And that's just the beginning. Some trouble you got into, new man. Tell you what, everyone's got something to weep about. Dwelling on the simpler things will make you feel better. For example, I hit a certain bastard in the balls. That's a pleasant thought right there. Bran Victi getting kicked by his own bodyguard. Unbelievable. Let me guess. You're from Raidonna, aren't you? You must be an acolyte of the Monastery of Assassins. The abode of the humble, isn't it? What made you serve a... what did you call him? A maggot? You have keen eyesight and a keen mind. Is there anything sweeter than freedom? My sister and I were acolytes in the monastery, yes. The only way to leave was to be hired. Ironic, isn't it? My desire for freedom led us to serve Bran. Who knew that he'd turn out to be such a bastard? He started hitting on me. It'd be one thing if he were capable. But he's just a soft cock in fancy breeches. He said he'd flog me to death if I started talking too much. I have no plans to stay here much longer. Will you turn into a bird and fly through the bars? Don't you want to fly away with me? Just say the word. Unless, of course, you're going to be asleep. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Sleep. So let's conclude this pleasant exchange of ours. You may be right. Soldier's first rule. Sleep whenever you can.
Finding the key for a tricky lock is sometimes easier than finding the right approach with a person. Dissonant words are like broken tools.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, let's... skill points. Let's make it cost 1 energy. Okay. Let's take... feel the reaping grow stronger. Its shadow falls upon you. The curse that has crippled your arm is reaching for your heart. We weaken ourselves. Gain skill point. Ake sees something in the underbrush and stops his horse. He takes a deep breath. Hey, who's there? Come out before I chop you down with this bush, he booms. A scared villager comes out of the bush. Drawing closer, you notice a cart lying on its side. What misfortune was he hiding from? The villager tries to speak, but he's trembling too violent. He just waves toward the road behind you. And let's go to where the villager is pointing. Ake says that it's not fitting for a book lover to wander the woods, and goes to search for the boy himself. You put up no argument and wait. You soon hear branches snapping and see a party of Enses through a gap in the brambles. You tell the villager to take cover behind his cart and step forward. Yeah, keep that. Giant soon returns, piggybacking the boy. The villager soon recognizes his son and rejoices. Ake says that you've lost enough time already and should move on now. As you are about to leave, the villager stops you to relay his son's words. It appears that some old hag protected him from the Enses. She asked the boy to pass on these words. In the house you'll enter, look below your feet. You shrug and bid farewell to the villager. You don't reveal it, but it's clear that this was no ordinary hag. You wonder when this information will be useful. Alrighty. You stop in a tiny village to buy fresh bread from the roadside bakery. An ancient man with a crooked cane hobbles closer. His droopy eyes rest on you for a moment, and then he kneels before you. He tells you that he recognizes you, saying that you were once his teacher, and that you traveled the roads of Bracana together some 80 years ago. You grab him by the shoulders and yank him to his feet, then quickly send him away with a handful of coins. Ake mounts his horse, rips a chunk from the hot loaf, and washes the simple meal down with a jug of fresh milk. What was that about, Hopper? Tell me, if you're trying to pull wool over my eyes, make sure it's nice and warm. You didn't expect to see a former student. What do you tell Ake? Do you lie to him? Or joke your way out of it? If you have enough strength left, you could also cast an obliviating spell instead. Let's laugh it off. You nod at the ancient man hobbling away. Oh, that was nothing, you tell Ake. Happens all the time. I mean, really. One time in Gebo, a place I hadn't been in 15 years, got harassed by this plump Gabonan lady. Where have you been, you son of a bitch, she said. Answer me, you bastard. Our son is 3 years old now. Ake immediately lights up. That happened to me 4 times, and every time it was the woman that I'd never met. How do you get out of that one? You chuckle. I didn't. The gods took all my money, gave a third of it to the woman, and kept the rest to themselves. So, I'll never set foot in Gabona ever again. You sense some sorcery connected to the reaping in the depths of the nearby forest. You order a rest stop and excuse yourself, then make for the source of the disturbance. In a secluded glade you see a band of Enses. Their blades form a pyramid that they're bathing in blood. Such an altar can fill the role of a menhir when none are nearby. Let's... Let's kill the Enses. Moving away from the trees and unsheathing your sword, you notice the Enses' victim, a boy. His basket of mushrooms lies nearby. Few things get to you, but children being murdered always fills you with boiling hatred. As the Enses fall dead, the blood on the lances begins eating through the metal like rust. The blades crumble, leaving you strangely relieved. The reaping grows weaker, as does your curse. That's good news, but you shouldn't stay here. You need to get back on the road. Yay. And get another skill point. That we will put into... The walls of Ursus already loom through the trees when you overhear the sounds of fighting. You find Ensis fighting a Jaranan horse patrol in a nearby meadow. Ake grips his sword tightly. Hey, Booklover, we should help the boys deal with these abominations. You just stay here, away from the sharp blades. You shrug and dismount to watch the skirmish. Reinforcements are already coming from the city gates, so the Ensis don't stand a chance. A twig cracks, making you turn and unsheath your sword. Another Ents squad emerges from the nearby forest. And I win. And then another win for me. Oh shit! Healer, what's the deal with you and those Ensis? I've never seen such swordplay. If you treat wounds as well as you fight, you could resurrect the dead or something. Can't do that, Ake. Besides, why do you need to reanimate the dead anyway? They're already in the hands of the gods. It's the living we should be looking after. I cannot believe this. This peppy old man is a healer. You have my respect, sir. Never actually saw Icons fight. But I don't think they'd give you much of a challenge. I am Shek, commander of the guard at Ursus, at your service. Hopper Rolly, at your service. Never encountered an icon, not eager to. Tempting fate is one thing. Laughing in its face is something else entirely. Well said, Hopper. Thanks for your help. Never thought I'd have to fend off my enemies near my hometown walls. Although it wasn't long ago I was nabbing similar beasts on the Ursus streets. There were Enses in town. Has the reaping gotten to Ursus too? If messengers are to be believed, it's the same mayhem as in Albius. Not sure if it's the reaping, but many are getting sores on their necks, and the bell hasn't stopped ringing for days. No reapers here, but those white masked abominations are propping up like mushrooms. Enses are drawn to the men here. The masked warriors always arrive just before a reaping, for they are its harbingers. They come, eagerly rushing to the sacred stones. Then the men here accumulate poison and become deadly. True. Our stone killed some people too. We allow none near it now. Of course. And we forbid even discussing this plight. For now, the ointments the monks bring in from the temple to supply do their job. It alleviates some of the pain. Judging by the flags, the king is in town. Why not in the capital, though? They say war is coming to the western border, in which Buchanan Kingdom will be the first one plunged into the mess. That's right, Joanna. Gabona's trouble is business as usual anyway. Besides, the king's old now, and his health is declining. His son, on the other hand, is young and healthy. His Highness is stationed in Ursus, by the way. This is hardly a big city, but it has more resources than Albius, and thrice the population. We even have a royal palace here. Just you wait till Prince Trig comes back, and then it'll all be like it was. You don't believe this, do you, Shek? Nothing will be as it was anymore, if records of the previous reapings are to be believed. Only 1 in 3 women survived, and only 1 in 5 men weren't killed in battle. I don't want to think of it. What's the point of digging graves and crying over those who still live? Have you perchance seen Prince Ho? Thank the gods we've found him at Under the Healer's house. He's suffering a wound from an abomination's dagger. Everyone there was thrown into the dungeon, including Thorn Brennan. That didn't make the prince feel much better, though. His younger highness is quite impatient. At least he is alive. His Majesty is probably worried sick now. You said Thorn Brennan is in the dungeon? And what of his daughter? Of course he's in the dungeon. Bran Victi, Thorn's brother-in-law, made sure of that. The girl's vanished, though. Her uncle turned the whole town upside down to no avail. I see you know Brennan, since you were talking about his daughter. We've been hot on Captain Brennan's heels since Albius. You could say we know everything about him. We were supposed to bring back Prince Ho and arrest Thorn, all at Prince Trig's behest. Well, nothing left to do now. We didn't make it. It was all for naught. Maybe you don't care, but I need to get to the dungeon and talk with Thorn Brennan. Right now. What say you, Shek? The book lover wouldn't ask that without reason. Give us a short meeting. I can attend so you don't feel pressured. Besides, he defeated the abominations that were all ready to tear into your guards. You may be right. Besides, you helped save me and save my men's hearts. Alright, have it your way. Let's talk to Ake. Listen, Ake. You're gonna burn a hole in my head with that stare of yours. Something wrong? I still don't get why the Cardinal carried you in his arms. You may have undone the sorcery and be quite deft at swinging that sword of yours, but so what? Why would the Cardinal care? What if I tell you I'm a great scholar, an expert on ancient manuscripts, an interpreter and translator? I'm a rare breed, my friend. Do you think the Cardinal would rather rummage through hundreds of manuscripts? Or just ask me for the answer? So you're like a walking library or something? I don't believe that one bit. Answer me this. What was that fiend in Albius? What did it want with trouble? And why is the war with Frisia happening in Reap time? By the way, Ake, you do know that the temple looks down on such talk, don't you? Maybe they do, but I don't. I'm no temple servant, and I don't do Coronzon's bidding, nor do I serve those robed buffoons. My ears are open, but my lips are sealed. I swear on my honor. Do you want to know more about the monster from Albius? What else can a killer be but an enemy? And you should know your enemies by name. I don't believe for a moment that this Reaper of yours has no name. What do the records say about the last reaping? There is nothing about our current reaping in any of the records yet. It makes sense that it was a Reaper. Although that's just what people call them. They consider themselves harbingers, messengers of the gods. There are records of some of them, but I cannot tell you anything about the one in Albius. I've not seen it. Well, I'll tell you then. I was questioning a merchant. His name's Padagang, I think. The Reaper was tall, half-naked, grey of skin, and had dirty hair. Just like a shaman's. And he's got a bunch of chains and such on him. He also held a giant glaive made from a kind of drab metal. That was Dorpkal, one of the most powerful Reapers. His weapon is the biggest clue. The Hidden Chronicles call him the Butcher of Berkana, or the Scourge of Berkana, or, well, he's got many names. Quite a bit of carnage he's dealt through the centuries. Ruthless and cunning beast, that one. I don't quite understand. Why would a monster that powerful even need to be cunning? That's the weapon of the weak. Unless he's not the only one. Did the Chronicles say something else? Don't fret. I'll not tell the temple about this. I know, Ake. I'm quite good at reading people. I don't think Dorpkal needs to be cunning. That's just how he is. The Reapers are not to be trusted. However. Not the hammer-wielding Tibibar, or Atrak with his sword and bident. None of them. Interested in the reasons behind the war with Frisia? That's exactly right. Prince Trig sent more patrols westward the moment he heard the reaping was coming. We've never been friends with Frisia, obviously. But why are they at our throats in reap time? Are the gods not bestowing their due share of misfortune? Alright, Ake, I'll answer you. Let's say your prince squabbled with the Cardinal. They'd argue and go their separate ways. But if a temple servant squabbled with one of the Frisian kings, the king's head would roll the moment he uttered a word of dissent. Or maybe they've got their own way of life. Who knows? Maybe the temple rules their lands while our monarchs try to maintain law and order. Still, Brikana doesn't attack Frisia in reap time. But we did ache. We started it during the first reaping. And when the second reaping struck, that one ended at the Battle of Drowsy Deep. It was the Brikanan army that turned up. Those weren't Frisian lands yet. So that's how it is, eh? Brikana played dirty with Frisia and now expects payback during every reaping? And why tell me of the Frisian ways? The Frisian Temple, the Temple of Divine Wrath, yearns to rid itself of both the Temple of Divine Retribution and Brikana itself. They're the ones who truly command the Frisian troops. The reaping presents a good opportunity to finish off a weakened enemy. That's how it goes. The reaping comes and Frisia's right on cue. Do you want to know why Trouble had to die? Don't tell me you've no curiosity. The monster paralyzed everyone. Turned a third of the townsfolk against the others and beset the whole town with plague. The Trouble was the only one itself killed. It itself killed. It even climbed the town hall just to get to it. Do you know why they need the reaping? Because they find nourishment in death, torture, and pain. More precisely, those things power the sacred stones, imbuing them with their healing properties. Now tell me, is it any better to be killed by a friend than an enemy? What are you even saying? An enemy, of course. Let's see him try to kill me. A friend who plots against you is no friend at all, wouldn't you say? Much more infuriating than those who present themselves as enemies from the start. That's how it is. Your hatred, your tears, despite your best attempts to hide them, are just food for the sacred stones. So, if Trouble became that Reaper's servant and began to slaughter the townsfolk, the Reaper would find it quite amusing and satisfying. Proves that God's Trouble didn't agree to that. Those of royal blood are certainly a lot tougher. Take Prince Trig, for example. What a man. His father was quite the fierce fellow himself when he was in his prime. That's why he can get on well with his grandson. We all bleed the same shade of red. Few have faced a Reaper and lived to tell the tale. Maybe Trouble such as couldn't be. The Gabonan king massacred his subjects. Trig's ancestor, the Duran king, did so too. Didn't matter in the end. They just walked in the pile of corpses they created. I suppose that's enough for now. Perhaps. One little thing I don't quite get though. Your words have a ring of truth, and I may be but a simple swordsman. Certainly no scholar. No peasant either. Yet I've got a hunch that the temple's servants and reapers are in cahoots. I mean, they're all making a fuss over their precious menhirs. Look, this is a pandemonium I want no part in. Not in the way I appear in your eyes, at least. I've heard this reaping's the last one. Is that true? Think. What would it take to make this the last battle? No one's to be left alive. No women, no children. Only then, maybe. If Dorpkar was on Frisia's side, does Brikana have its own reapers? Do the same reapers roam in the north and the south? Well, things happen. The only certainty, reapers serve no one. Listen to me, Stein. I understand the reaping makes times tough, and everyone's feeling resentful toward one another. But what is your problem? Your ulcer's being treated with a potion from the temple. You're alive and well. What else could possibly be bothering you? The only one I resent is myself. What provoked such anger? What happened in Albius wasn't so clear-cut. It wasn't the Tolman who attacked me. It was the other way around. I'd have killed Ramlet too if were he not so fast. I'd probably have taken a stab at Thorn too. What stopped you, Stein? It was the bell. When I heard it ring throughout Albius, it was like something hit me. I came to my senses. Couldn't believe what I'd done. But there's no taking any of it back. So what now, Stein? You don't feel the thumping now, do you? I mean, the bell's not ringing anymore. The bell's ringing, Hopper. I know it is, even if I don't hear it. I feel that incessant thumping in my head. While it rings, I'm still human. But I'm afraid to find out what happens when it stops. Shek takes you to Aiken. You and Ake to Thorn's cell. Thorn, you have guests. Go and greet them. Just keep it brief. This is a dungeon, not an inn, after all. No shenanigans, you hear me? I'll be waiting by the entrance. Hello, Thorn. I'll cut to the chase. My name is Hopper Roll. I'm a healer, a scribe, and something of a sorcerer. Some call me a vagabond. I found myself in Albius a couple of days ago. I took advantage of that good fortune and helped rid the town of a curse. It was not the reaping though, but an entirely different kind of sorcerer. It made quite an impression on Prince Trieg too. So he hired me to locate his son. Known to the Albius company as Hode, I was also instructed to find you, Thorn Brennan, and hand you over to the closest Brikanan military governor. I could not refuse. You sure are a lucky man, Hopper Rowley. What happened in both Albius and Ursus is evidence of that. And now here I stand before you, my fate in the Jaranan King's hands. It's just that Hode, Prince Hode rather, is still out cold, and he very well may be at death's door. Perhaps he's not yet done for. I've saved many lives that others felt were beyond saving. Why so quiet, Ake? Will you help me get into that palace? Only Shek can help you with that. And only if he thinks it's truly necessary. We'll ask him tomorrow. My execution is tomorrow. I'm charged with the murder of Albius guardsman and failing to protect the prince. He was gravely wounded while in my care. Of course, if Hode awakens, the king might deign to pardon me. But it'll be too late by then. What else do you want? Your daughter, Captain. I need to speak with your daughter. You came to this city together, and then she vanished. Where is she now? Aren't you a little old to be chasing girls, Hopper? Am I supposed to laugh? You and your daughter both managed to stand your ground against a Reaper in Albius. You can understand why that would pique my curiosity. I'm trying to learn what causes the reaping and how to stop it. Any temple servant can tell you the reaping's causes, but stopping it is beyond anyone, save the gods. You seem too frail to best even me, let alone Ake, or a Reaper. Don't know if you'd call him a god or not, but he did bring down the town hall in Albius. The cardinal himself carried him out of the rubble. He fights quite impressively for a scribe. Even you, Thorn, could learn something from him. I am no god. Even an ordinary soldier in the right place can rebuke an entire army. Are you saying my daughter is this right place? Or is she a weapon for you to defend yourself with? Even if Ake's right about you, why should I entrust you with my child's fate? Why should you? Do I look like a Tolman? I just want to help Brikana, and you may be able to assist me. Has Bran Victi sent you? Bran Victi? Son of Starkhead Victi? Sir, your brother-in-law. Why does he have it out for you? When it comes to relatives, it's usually about an inheritance or a personal grudge. Knowing all the reasons is far less important than dealing with the consequences. Can't change the past. Better to be fully prepared for what lies ahead. Bran Victi wishes for the death of my children, It even angers him that he had naught to do with my wife's death. Guess you'll have to take my word for it. I know nothing of Brandvikti. Never seen him, we've never spoken. Imagine a toad with venomous fangs covered in honey and sprinkled with gold. You'd not be far off. Perhaps you need to talk to my dead wife too. I share your grievances, Thor, but no one's going to survive this reaping unscathed. That's how it always has been and always will be, unless the reapings are stopped for good. I take it your son and daughter still live. At least you have someone to pray for. Damn them. They just play with people and discard them like toys. And then they burn them like dead leaves. Where is their wisdom? Where is their mercy? I'm not one to judge the gods, Thorn. There is no reason for concern. You do not seek revenge on every fool hurling obscenities your way, do you? Has something happened to your son? There's concern in your eyes when you speak of him. I don't know yet. Brandvikti did say he was in trouble. I believe he was taken hostage somewhere near Frigga. Perhaps the cannibals got him. Honestly, I'd be just as worried if Brandvikti had gotten his hands on any of my children. Damn all this talk. Just get me out of here. Come to your senses. These walls I cannot bring down. Besides, Ake can hear us. The only reason he's not voicing his outrage is that he's so mad he can't speak. I'd rather know how you managed to stand your ground against a Reaper. Did your daughter help in any way?
Hey.
Alright, I'll tell you. Yes, Lita helped me keep it together. I couldn't bear the shame of breaking down in her presence. There could have been other factors. I'm no sorcerer. It reminded me of a similar feeling from many years ago, back when I saved my father-in-law from the clutches of the Veil. That story is the stuff of legend. Since no one's dared approach the edge of the world. Aliens tried to using ropes to pull willing daredevils back out. But a bunch of bloody corpses were all that ever came back. Till you got in and out, just like that. How did you manage it? I had to save my father-in-law. The loss may have been too much for my wife. Her heart was already quite weak, so off I went. Then something happened to me there. And maybe it was passed to my daughter. Still, I wouldn't have survived if not for my mentor. Druid died, but he helped me escape. Your mentor seemed to be no ordinary man. And how may I be of service to you, Thorn Brennan? Within reason, of course. Hopper, save my daughter. So, she's in trouble after all, isn't she? Thorn, you know nothing about me. You never saw me destroy the town hall. There are no witnesses to my supposed selflessness and honor. You learn a lot just by watching people, believe me. Besides, I know Ake quite well. Wipe that frown from your face, Giant. Trust me, Hopper. If he had been a scoundrel, he'd never have brought you here. I have no idea what you see in me. Ike doesn't know me that well either. Well, whatever. Let's say I agree. What do I do if I find your daughter? Where should I start my search? Take her to see Starkhead Vikti. We've never quite been on friendly terms, but he wishes no harm upon his grandchildren. You'll find my daughter, or at least sign of her, in Ursus, close to where the last battle with the Ensers took place. I think you're smart enough to take it from there. I hope it all works out for you. I can't promise I'll save your offspring or get you out of this dungeon. but you can rest assured that I won't harm you or your son. You have a knack for getting people's hopes up without promising anything, Hopper. Thorn, why not ask your father-in-law for help anyway? He's quite the powerful man after all. Not as powerful as the king. Besides, the fate of the prince leaves little to hope for. It's too late to help. And hydrate. You lock yourself in one of the inn's vacant rooms. Perhaps you should cast a spell. Something tells you that Thorn's death ought to be prevented. You were once pretty good at sorcery. Still, shouldn't you think this through? Think about asking Choronzon for help. Choronzon could help you, but he might also refuse or even deceive you. Even if he does help, you'll be indebted to him, and he takes debts seriously. It'd be the last time he lends you a hand. Think about my own sorcery. You have some skill, but sorcery of this caliber will weaken you greatly. Is it truly worth it? Think about whether you should leave things as they are. If Thorn is indeed favored by the gods, then let them save him. True, there is something special about the man, but if his troubles come from his own doing, is his fate really any concern of yours? Let's stop thinking and act. You don't have much choice. Let's not meddle in Thorn's fate. You can't release all the prisoners, and you can't save all those sentenced to death. What's so special about Thorn anyway? Not much. You would like to meet his daughter, though, and perhaps there's something special about his son. In any case, it's not like you promised Thorn anything. The innkeeper peeks into your room. May you come in, Sir Rowley? I've brought you food and something to drink. Best we've got. Have you heard the news? The execution's tomorrow. Never in my life did I think that my old pal Thorn Brennan would be beheaded in this very city. Teak is busy setting the table. You don't seem too concerned with the fate of Prince Ho, you say with curiosity. The innkeeper shrugs. It worries me, but it's not like I've broken bread with the man. Thorn, well, no one escapes fate. You send Teak away. He wants some time alone. Go get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a rough day.
It's hard to step away from a luring abyss. Your heart is leaping out of your chest.
A stubborn bout of sleeplessness remains with you through the night. You finally doze off at dawn, but an urgent whisper rips you from your slumber. You leap to your feet and find yourself facing Andra, who has managed to free herself. She stands next to her mirror image. It must be Foshta, the twin sister she'd mentioned. Thorn Brennan, you numbnut. Are you just going to sleep till your execution? Didn't expect anyone to get past the guards, did you? Yet here I am. My dear sister thought it'd be hilarious to get you out of jail. Bran Victi will have a fit when he learns of it. What do you think? I won't leave without my men. It's actually better that you're not alone. They'll help us break through, should it come to that. Break through? So the guards aren't sleeping tight after all? Or are you trying to set me up and then slip away while everyone's distracted? Smartass. Hey, we're going to raise a huge ruckus instead of slipping away. Singing loud and ringing the bells. Anyway, you can either try your luck with us, or lose your head alone. Whichever you prefer. Such tempting options. Get killed during a prison break, or getting executed. Oh, I don't really have a choice. I'm coming with you. Well, let's not waste time. We'll get supplies later. Thorn, you'll have to come with us. Quickly and quietly. Think you can manage?
Hey.
There's some other choice. First and foremost, we free my lads. Let's not tarry. You said it yourself, time is of the essence. Something makes me think that Bran made a mistake ruffling this one's feathers. He may have bitten off more than he can chew. Quick on the uptake too. Under different circumstances, I'd have... Never mind, let's go. Having broken out of prison, you creep into a narrow passageway and look around. Wasn't that too easy? Shouldn't a prison also be guarded from the outside? Any guardsmen not busy chasing abominations through the woods are guarding Bran in the city square right now, grumbles Foster. Locals ain't too fond of him, so the maggot tries to keep himself safe. Speaking of Bran's mags and Dressparters, they're at our heels by the looks of it. Do we run, or do we fight? You consider your options. We might as well fight. If Bran sent them after me, they won't give up. He's certain they're Bran's men. Andros shrugs. He has a small army of mercs. I don't even know what half of them look like. No use guessing. Better ask them ourselves. Draw your weapons. Dang it.
Ederpan duel. Ederpan duel.
You.
Ederpan duel. Ederpan duel. Ederpan duel. Ederpan duel. Ederpan duel.
Let's just get rid of you. Victories. And bunk stick. Victory. You realize how unwise it would be to leave this city without supplies. Perhaps you should visit the shop. Or is the risk too great? Yeah, let's enter the shop. Let's buy supplies. The merchant is happy to have someone to talk to, so it proves difficult to just pay and leave. After you finally manage to extract yourself, you run into a run of Brand's patrols. One of the mercenaries recognizes you. You've no choice but to fight. Krieger into the battle. Flit. Yes, it is. Flush the inn. Crispy. Activate the defense.
Ederpandren. Ederpandren. Ederpandren.
There we In the team, and now we get attacked by more enemies.
Ederpan duel.
Three more level ups. You use the back entrance to quietly lead your companions into the kitchen. Through the door to the next room, you can see Teak sitting alone at the table, sorting something. You creep up on him from behind and put a hand on his shoulder. Teak tries to leap to his feet and yell in surprise, but you grab him and put a hand over his mouth before he's able to. You gesture for him to be silent. The innkeeper nods nervously, and you remove your hand. You cast an involuntary glance at the table and freeze in shock. It's strewn with gold coins, jewelry, various scrolls, the kinds of things you'd expect to see in a moneylender's shop. Teak, how did you come by this stuff? You ask in disbelief. Vashta takes you aside. Your friend's a trader of stolen goods, she whispers. Did you know that? I can see you didn't. The gods smile upon us this day. Let's kill this fat grouse and take his itty-bitty but pretty stock for ourselves. We'll be grateful to have it once we're on the run. You ponder Teak's criminality, while considering your party's interest in the goods resting on the table. and the rest of the inn supplies. Are they really worth becoming a bandit yourself? Let's forget about it. You shake your head. What you do here is your business. My company, on the other hand, needs to get out of the city. Do you happen to have any Strixes among this junk? Teak wipes the sweat from his brow. Don't know what you'd need them for, but I do have a couple that aren't embedded in any jewelry. Consider them a gift. I also have some goodies stashed away in the cellar. We're not strangers. I'll give you the family discount. Okay, we'll purchase the bear totem, the bear claw amulet, ring of speed, and the Menhir figurine. You make your way to the abandoned house using the back streets. Finding a hole in the rear wall, you climb inside. Luckily, the locals avoid this place. They think it is cursed. You'll be able to rest here and plot your next move. Having searched your temporary hideout, you discover that no one, neither a marauder nor former inhabitant, has set foot there. Search yields some money and several pieces of Strix encrusted jewelry. Let's level everybody up. Drop a heal. Okay, let's go. Krieger. Fine. Okay. Now let's leave. You decide to break through the gate. The thought of killing city guards weighs heavily on your conscience, but then Foster recognizes the guards as Brand's mercenaries. My sister and I have our own score to settle with that maggot, snaps one of the twins. Don't you dare deprive us of the final pleasure of doing away with his minions. You reply with a curt nod. I have no pity for his henchmen. Attack.
Ederpan düello. Ederpan düello. Ederpan düello. Panduel.
Yeah, wait for this game. Stunned.
Eider Panduel. And boom. Give me some magic. And smashing these guys up. Find yourself in Ursus's main square. The citizens are already filing in. Whispers rustle through the crowd. Some guards are stationed atop of recently built wooden dais. The executioner paces about, wielding a fearsome axe. A herald fumbles with his parchment. And there stands Bran Victor, rocking on his heels, radiating smug self-satisfaction. Bran Victor whispers something to the herald, who shrugs and unrolls his parchment. His voice carries across the square, hushing the onlookers. Loyal subjects of His Majesty King of Durana, listen so that none can say they haven't heard. By royal decree, these hideous oathbreakers, found guilty of desertion, pillaging, and murder, and who are responsible for the life-threatening injuries sustained by the king's grandson, Prince Ho, are sentenced to death by beheading. The sentence will be carried out without delay for all to see. You fold your arms. The convicts aren't there yet. The executioner looks around, and the guards remain where they are. Bran Victi paces the length of the dice as if orchestrating the whole thing. What's taking them so sodding long? Convicts should be up on the scaffold already. Why aren't they there? Are they going to read the sentence a second time? A soldier nimbly climbs the dice and whispers something into Bran Victi's ear, rubbing his hands together. Bran moves to center stage. He locks his fingers together, resting his hands on his stomach, and gives the crowd a sweeping gaze. Suddenly, he begins to holler. Thorn Brennan has escaped your jail, Geranans. The person who murdered your prince escaped with all of his accomplices. They have wreaked bloody carnage yet again. They slaughtered an entire patrol of my fine men at the gate. The crowd stirs and murmurs at Bran's words, making it hard to stay put. A short distance from the scaffold, you see Shek giving orders to his men. Fear not, my good people. Thorn Brennan shan't escape. I'll personally lead the chase if there is no one else who will defend the Jaranan crown's honor. Shek places a hand on the hilt of his sword. As if sensing your gaze, he turns around. There's a look of disgust on his face. Maybe Thorn's escape is not so certain. Thorn had that witch Glida and his daughter with him. She's done many an evil deed. 1,000 gold coins to anyone who finds her and brings her to me. 10 coins for any information about her. Do you hear me? I have no idea how Thorn managed to break out of jail, but he really pissed that son of a bitch off. Believe me, I'd bust Thorn out of jail every day knowing it makes the slug scream like that. There's something fishy about Thorn's escape. It's made Bran Victi over-enthusiastic. Let's go, Ake. Nothing else for us to do here. To the King of Jarana, I give my vow. To the Prince of Jarana and to all Burkanan kings, I promise I will find Thorn Brennan and drag him to the scaffold in chains.
You can fight on the edge of an abyss, but what will you do if you find the abyss all around you?
It's like a boulder has been lifted from your heart. It was a good decision after all. Thorn Brennan walks free. You must decide what to do now. It's still important to talk to his daughter. He'll probably take care of his son himself. What I don't understand, my dear scribe, is how Thorn managed to escape from jail. I did my own digging. Turns out, Thorn took his friends with him. He must have had accomplices on the outside. Some guards were poisoned, others were stunned and shackled. And to look at Thorn, he has managed without my help. Perhaps I underestimated him. It's as if I'm talking to a brick wall. Cat got your tongue? What are we going to do? The prince's order stands then? Were you the one who rescued Thorn by any chance? I have nothing to hide. I didn't leave the inn even once last night. I have no desire to encumber myself with extra trips, and Thorn Brennan is a fugitive now. How likely is he to break his neck in this ordeal? They say Thorn's gotten out of much worse. He's got a good head on his shoulders, though it's no help to us. When are we leaving? We'll do it soon, Ake. Let me settle a couple of matters here in Essus, and then we'll follow Thorn. Don't worry, he won't get away. I know every pebble in this area. I'd also like to avoid Bran as much as possible. Bran Victi ain't the best of companions. We'd rather strangle him than put up with him. I don't crave the prince's gratitude that badly. Let's wait, but not too long.
In the place where victories over oneself are reckoned, there are scrolls heavy with insertions, yet none of them is infinite.
Yay, Thorn's alive. Plenty of conversations. First, Sup. useful upgrade. Let's talk to Fisk. You languishing, Fisk. Did the thirst hit you hard? Even if I was sober for a year, there'd still be jokes about booze. What did you want, Fisk? Better not do that. Never pity. Never scold. Pity is useless, and I'm already harder on myself than you could ever be. You were a hero, Fisk. Where's the royal ribbon that was given to you? We told legends about you. The Palians didn't board our ship, we boarded theirs. You were the first aboard. I didn't witness it, but I heard about it. Where's the ribbon? Did you sell it for booze? I sold it when my mother got sick. It didn't help though. Our healers can't cure such diseases, and it wasn't bravery, just doing my duty. Why haven't you started a family? Maybe I could, if I didn't make Leaky an order. Didn't she tell you about the lad who was roaming under the windows of her manor? Her brother threw stones at me, even set the dogs on me. She mentioned some odd fellow she's never spoken with. Had she spoken with me, I would have killed myself. I'm not Thorn. When your son was born, I chose to leave. To find myself. And I did. After some time in the Albius Guard. Then you came to Albius. You brought Leaky with you. And I started drinking. I saw the way you looked at her, Fisk. I noticed on the first day we arrived in Albius. You're lucky that you didn't move a muscle. I would have killed you. Oh, she likely would have. But she didn't recognize you were that boy. What could I do? There's barely anything left of me. How could I move a muscle if I stopped breathing near her? You're lucky, Thorn. Grief-stricken, but lucky. A single day with such a woman is a miracle. You lived a life with her. You better shut up, Fisk. Don't twist the knife. Everything can be set right, Fisk. Give me an honest answer, Thorn. Can you set your life right? Or can you only glue the shards together? Gluing the shards together isn't the worst idea, Fisk. If there were shards, I would have glued them together, but I don't even have that. Stop whining, Fisk. You're alive, friends all around you, and a road under your feet. What else do you need? Keep it together. You keep myself all in hand, Thorn. I'll start biting my fists soon. Don't you throw mud at me. I'm already dirty.
Hey.
You should crawl out of the dirt, Fisk. Shake yourself off and continue living, like a human. Leaky won't be waving from the Victi's balcony. She's not around anymore and you know it. Are you Andra or Foster? I keep thinking, what if I swapped your ribbons? We don't swap ribbons. We're too afraid of forgetting who's who. This way, when I wake up, I know I'm Andra. Looks like you have some experience with monastery life. I got plastered, alright. I don't want a second helping. Why do you care? I worry about my daughter. She's too eager for war right now. We could do it when the reaping ends. You shouldn't guess at the future. Don't even look there. You'd get more out of feeding your girl to a shark. At least she might learn something. Well, you stayed safe in the monastery. How do tell each other apart after bathing. I have a mole on my naughty bits, that helps. Foster has a mole too on other naughty bits. Should I show you? I'd have to take off my breeches, you know. Foster would have to take her clothes. Ugh. Have you played such tricks on Brown Victor too? Don't drag yourself through the mud. Don't you know we came to serve your brother-in-law? And we came to serve your brother-in-law? I don't think it's some great mystery. He took money from his father and bought some pretty-faced nuns from the Killer's Monastery. It's nice to protect yourself while enjoying the spice of life. Do you even know who taught Licky how to fence? Who taught her the strike that took the bastard Bran's virility? It was our very own mentor. She wasn't the founder of an ancient monastery that's crumbled to dust, of course, but she was a master nonetheless. Bran Victor's father hired her, and the son followed him. He came for us. Enough sweet talk, Andra. It was sweet indeed. Goodbye for now. Where are you going to go? I want to take a piss. You want to escort me? Can't even trust me to do that? Damn, you'll do fine without a guide. Foster, why do you keep averting your gaze? I'm not here to stare you down. I can look wherever I please.
Huh?
Have I offended you in some way? If you offended me, you wouldn't be breathing. Thanks for warning me. Keep that up. How can I know what's offensive? No seer could tell you that. I don't know any seers. I don't believe in prophecies either. Why didn't you leave Brown Victor sooner? Where could we go? To Vandale Forest? You'd have to watch out for both guards and bandits. You are all skilled ladies. You handle weapons well. You can take care of yourselves. Or do you dream of a quiet life in some forgotten village? About husbands. The quiet life is over. Troubles can drown you before you know it, even in a forgotten village. And tell me, where are these supposed men we could marry? Can't give you advice here. Nice talk. Did you think that I was just clinging to you and crying?
Hey.
I didn't think about it at all. Though if you started crying, I wouldn't be scared. You aren't a snake, are you? I don't know everything about my origin. Maybe I am a snake. Okay, which way are we going? Let's go through the southern road. The Woodpecker's Tavern is next. Sure that no one's following, you make camp. Luck is on your side for now. Though afraid to jinx it, you exclaim. At this rate, we'll soon reach the burial stockade. Andra nimbly jumps off her horse and approaches. How long are we camping here? Should I help you get wood or something? Her sister laughs. Dear sister, are you becoming a bit too fond of him? Do me a favor, Thorn. Don't mix us up. You're not really my type. Your embarrassment turns to anger. Oh, you windmills. You barely escaped the chopping block and it's all just water off a duck's back to you. Go get some kindling if you've nothing better to do. Foster feigns disappointment. Oh dear sister, such a stern, grumpy commander we have. He can't get it through his thick head that escaping death is the best reason to enjoy life. Alright, let's get some kindling before he throws us in the fire instead. Andra says before leaving. Don't be mad at her, please. She's a good girl, even if she doesn't always watch what she says. Here, take this. She found it while escaping from a maggot. It was on his table. You take the piece of paper, unfold it, and recognize Gleda's writing. Your heart aflutter. It says, Bran Victor, if even a single strand of hair falls off my father's head, I will kill you. Gleda Brennan. Let's go to the... Yeah, let's take the Trapper's Path. You notice the flags of Jorana ahead. It's the camp of a large squad. You don't expect a warm welcome from Berkanan guards, but looking for an alternate route will be time-consuming. It's doubtful that the news of your prison break has travelled this far. You haven't seen any messengers overtake you, at least. Let's take the risk and go straight. You fail to pass the camp undetected. They apprehend you and you're introduced to a commander named Captain Belay. He invites you to enjoy his hospitality while he determines your identity. The guards are for your own protection. I hope you're not too bored while we figure out who you are. You notice Belay staring Foster during his speech. Well, yes, I know this captain, she says with a shrug. He didn't like that I worked for that maggot, but he liked everything else. We've always gotten along, so I can speak to him if the need arises. The captain's steward pulls you aside. The bastard hints that he's ready to let you go for only 1,000 gold coins. You don't answer, so the steward leaves, and tells the guard to bring you to him when you're willing to talk. I know that guy, Andrew whispers, and about some of his affairs. I can turn up the heat on that pipsqueak if you need me to. After the steward leaves, you think about what to do next. You're not planning to wait until Belay discovers that you're a wanted man. Let's rely upon... Let's rely upon Foster. Foster asks the guard to take her to the captain, then disappears for a couple of hours. She returns, quite pleased. She and Belay both look exhausted. Foster explained everything, he says, given that your son is in trouble. Captain, I'm sorry for keeping you. Time is precious. Go, and may the gods save you. The captain orders the guards not to stand in your way, and leaves. You give the mercenary a puzzled look. She just snorts at you and clams on the horse. It's clear that your trust in Belay's attention have put her in a good mood. Okay, well, let's keep following the Trapper's Path. A man in ragged clothes sits beside the road. You try to ride past, but he suddenly leaps up, clutches your stirrup, and mumbles something, frantically pointing at a roadside boulder. Vacant eyes, foam rimming his lips, he's clearly out of his mind. You decipher one word of his blabbering. Dig. On a whim, you tell the party to dismount and dig under the boulder. The fool leaps about happily. It takes an hour to realize that you're wasting your time. The looks you get from your companions tell you they agree. A peasant approaches you. Drawing closer, he bows and introduces himself. Forgive me, kind master. Would you mind me taking Law home? I am Storm, from the Ironmonger's village just a couple of leagues west. This fella here is our village fool. He likes this boulder for some reason. Just cannot stay away from it. You regard Law with a mixture of frustration and pity. Next you face the peasant. My name is Thornbrennan. Go ahead, take him wherever you want. But I dare say, you're not watching him closely enough, Storm. Storm gestures helplessly. He's cunning, this one, never mind his sanity, just like his father. He was a captain of the guard, and came to our village from the city when he retired. His ailing son came with him. We look after Law out of respect for his father. A very good and decent man. You nod as Storm takes Law's arm. Law turns suddenly, slipping something metal into your hand. When the fool and his guardian disappear down the road, you examine the gift. It's the captain's insignia with the strings. Oh, that was a good outcome. Three words. Burial stockade is... down there. Let's go. Hunter's Outpost. Vi rides up to you. He's heard of this place. Somewhere in the vicinity of the ravine should be an abode, destroyed during the previous reaping. Hermit monks still inhabit it, setting examples for their brethren. If the legends are true, the ruins have Menhir-like powers. Before long, you see a shrine near some ruins. There are no monks visible anywhere, however both the ruins and shrine are well kept. You find the monks in the ruins, tortured to death. Their faces and ears have been cut off. No doubt that the Ensers did it. You tell your companions to stay alert. Let's see, what would be the right choice here? Bury the monks. Burying the dead turns out to be a bad idea. Digging graves in the rocky ground takes too much time and effort, not to mention the mutilated, dismembered bodies. You can't afford to lose an entire day here. Though horrified, Vi overcomes his fear and says a prayer for the dead. His voice trembles, but his words are full of grief and hope. No reaping can destroy mercy and respect for the dead, that which makes us human. The prayer abates the rage in your heart and eases your breathing. All you find are Hermit's simple belongings, a string of beads with several small strixes and some coins are of use. Apparently the monks did collect alms. You decide to continue your journey and avoid distractions. The road dives and hides beneath the debris of past landslides. You dismount and lead your horses on foot. When you're clear of the debris, you hear the twang of a bowstring. You duck, just in time. The Enses have ambushed you. The abominations quickly approach, leaving you no choice but to fight. Okay, let's go fight some... Hey, Inagod, how are we doing? Okay, Vice, Dan's in the middle there. Everybody else is cool. Put it over there. You. Shoot you. And back way. Heal you up.
Ederpan duel.
is full to death. Finish this guy off. Back. And then it goes. Yeah. 2 more level ups. Well, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna call it here. To the main menu. There we go.
Alrighty, friends. That's gonna be all from me for now. We're probably about halfway through Ash of Gods. So, probably be done maybe sometime in August. Tonight I'll be starting a new game because I finished Elmen Age, and that's going to be fun as well. So yeah. Well then, take care of yourselves, everybody. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you all hanging out. Let's go raid somebody. Play games. Let's go raid yeah, take care of yourselves. Look forward to seeing you all again in a couple of hours. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.